2, 1.
Hey makers, it's Kathy Milligan again here at the Glass Studio, and I want to talk to you about earrings. Why earrings, you say? Well, they're a great way to kind of sketch. I personally am not somebody who sits down with a pen and paper or pencil and paper to sketch out my ideas. I have a tendency to just look at the beads that I have, and I look at the different parts that I have, and then I start putting them together. So that's kind of why I want to focus on earrings. But to begin, we need the ear wires. Now, you can buy ear wires or you can make ear wires. And a couple of these here are actually bought, and the rest are made. Now, the nice thing about making them is that you also can control how round they are, how square they are. A wonderful inspiration for me is to wander around Pinterest and look at different things. And you've got people that are doing really interesting ear wire shapes. I've pursued that in the past, but I have a tendency to go with the classics. So let's go back down and look at these guys here and talk about kind of this French ear wire thing that I've got going on. You can see that these are made with gold filled. This is this fabulous rose gold, and this is regular gold, and then sterling silver that have these cute little balls at the end. And you can purchase pre-made bald head pins like this guy here if you want, or you can make them yourself. That's another video. So today though, we're going to talk about just using straight sterling wire, or you could use the gold filled. So I have my little loop of wire here, and I'm going to cut a couple pieces, and I know I need approximately 2 inches. Now these guys here are almost 2 inches. They lost a little bit when the ball was made. So I'm going to use this as a guide. This is a nice size for earrings. I want to cut the flush side. Okay, so let's put the bald one down and measure together the actual pieces you're going to use. And again, I use the flush side. So I have 2 pieces of wire there. These are going to be ear wires very soon, and I like to do as much of the work at the same time as possible so they match. So let me show you my tools that I'm going to use. These are fabulous round nose pliers with different size jaws or things. The
tips.
The tips. Help me there. These are traditional round nose pliers that are tapered, so you can vary the size of your loop. This has a fixed loop size. I like these also, just to segue into something else here, is making the ear wire attach directly onto pieces that I'm working with, and I really do like that look. In fact, you know what? I'm going to show you these guys here. It's the same thing. I decided instead to do a wire wrap thing. Okay, another video. Sorry about that. I'm getting distracted. So let's go back to this. We're going to start with these guys here, the tapered round nose, because I'm going to make that little loop. And as much as I want to do it simultaneously with the 2 pieces, one will be slightly different. So I'm going to do each of these one at a time. So I'm holding it in, and that's about the loop size I want. If you need to, you can always mark your pliers with a Sharpie. So simple loop, boom. Now I'm going to do the same thing with this guy. So if you need to mark, if you want the same loop, you can mark it with a Sharpie, boom. Now, put those down and take these fabulous pliers here. Now, do I want the big loop or the smaller loop? I kind of like the smaller loop, so I'm going to flip that over. What I want is to hold those nice and tight next to each other. Oops, of course they're going to wander away. Can't be perfect. All right, here we go. And I'm gripping, and I'm taking my thumb and winding this around. And then I like to bend it back just slightly. Ear wires that match. Before you put them in your ears, You do need to take a file and file the ends because they are pokey and it will hurt, and we don't like that. So I like to file all the pokey bits off, make sure, and you know, test them out. Don't test them in your ear, because if it's still pokey, it'll hurt. Okay, so there you have it. I'm going to do this again with the bald head pins. I really like this look. This is my favorite look. Okay, so again, now this is easy to gauge. You're just grabbing where the ball ends. Oh my goodness, we have a visitor. I'd like everybody to meet Susie. Susie, say hi. Susie, say bye. Okay, so there's the first one. Now I'm going to do the second one. And then I'm going to grab them together, because remember, how do you make things match? You do them together. And again, line them up, wrap it around. Now here's a little helpful hint. You don't have these? You know what will work? Wrap around a Sharpie. So when you're not changing weather patterns with your Sharpie, you could be using it to wrap. I'm sorry, I know. I can't help myself. Anyway, okay, so here, look, I've got some little beads that I made that I've put on also ball head pins, and I am going to add the bead. So I opened that up, and now I'm going to close it back up and do it again with the other one. Oops. Use my chain nose for these. Okay. So now I have a fabulous, come on you, pair of earrings. Dangle. Okay. One thing I still have to do with this is file it before I even think about wearing them. This is almost the most important part, because you're finishing it not just for you, but potentially for anybody who's going to wear these earrings. So now you can see a number of the different types of beads I've made and the different kinds of earrings, ear wires. We've got some that it's wire wrapped. I actually have some without the ball. These here are store-bought, so you can buy them. I'm not going to say don't, but the cool thing about making them is that you are in control of what it is that you're making, and everything's not like off the shelf, which is one of my pet peeves. But necessity is the mother of invention. So make earrings, make ear wires, come back, subscribe, go make something.